This is a work of fiction. Names, characters, businesses, places, events, and incidents are the products of the author's imagination or are used in a fictitious manner. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Please subscribe to support our work. A hush fell over the grand hall as Professor Eldridge, tall and imposing with his silver mane of hair, entered. His gaze swept across the rows of expectant faces until he settled on two figures perched on the edge of a table near the back. A faint smile touched his lips. "Miss Davenport, Miss Hemingway, care to enlighten the rest of the class about your weekend escapade?" The entire class turned to stare at Emma and Lila, who were seated close enough for their shoulders to touch. Blushing furiously, Emma nudged Lila, who rolled her eyes playfully. All right, I guess it's my turn to spill the beans. You know how you guys are always telling me to live a little? Well, Emma and I took your advice literally. Before anyone could utter a sound, Lila jumped off the table and started distributing sheets of paper. Here, I've documented our adventure. Feel free to read along. With a mischievous grin, Emma snatched one of the papers and read aloud. On Saturday, our dear Professor Eldridge tasked us with an extracurricular assignment, researching and presenting on a local legend. Naturally, we decided to investigate the enigmatic clock tower rumored to hold the spirit of a lovelorn maiden who never quite left her beloved campus. Laughter rippled through the class, some surprised, some knowing. Mr. Eldridge chuckled. And what did your research reveal? Emma lowered the paper for a dramatic pause before declaring, "The legend is true. And since we didn't want to leave our heartbroken heroine alone for another century, we fixed the clock face so it reads 10:34, the time she first laid eyes on her eternal flame." A wave of cheers and applause erupted. Lila beamed, her eyes sparkling with amusement. "See, Professor, teamwork makes the dream work. Plus, who wouldn't love a happy ending for a ghost?" Professor Eldridge tapped his desk thoughtfully. I suppose a happily ever after couldn't hurt. But I believe our intrepid researchers deserve more than an A on their project. Tell me, ladies, how did this particular legend capture your interest? All eyes were on Emma and Lila, their faces flushed with excitement. Well, we both love classic literature, Lila began, glancing at Emma. And there is something about tales of lost love and second chances that resonate with us deeply. Emma nodded, unable to articulate the inexplicable pull she felt towards stories like this. It went beyond literature. It echoed a sentiment within her own life that she couldn't quite name. As the class buzzed with animated chatter, Emma and Lila exchanged a knowing glance. They had stumbled upon a story that mirrored not just their academic interests, but a budding feeling in their own lives. Outside the classroom, the crisp autumn air swirled around them as Emma and Lila strolled through the sprawling campus. Scarlet and gold leaves crunched under their feet, mirroring the vibrant hues blooming in their cheeks. Their laughter echoed through the arcades, mingling with the joyous shouts of other students returning from their weekend adventures. It was during one such spirited conversation that Lila suddenly stopped, her eyes widening. "Oh no, Emma, I completely forgot." She rummaged through her bag, pulling out a battered copy of Wuthering Heights. "I was supposed to meet Emily and Theo by the old oak tree to discuss our group project. We're doing a modern retelling of this very book, remember?" Her tone was laced with mock despair. "And here I am wasting time when I should be analyzing Heathcliff's tortured psyche." Emma, ever attuned to Lila's needs, squeezed her hand reassuringly. "Don't worry, go. I'll meet you back at the library at 6 p.m. We can study for Professor Eldridge's quiz. Have fun with your friends." Lila looked back, her expression softening. "Thank you, Emma. I owe you. And for saving me from a potential Heathcliff-type character in real life." She winked, leaving Emma bewildered yet intrigued. Reaching the oak tree, Lila found Emily and Theo already waiting for her. "Sorry, I'm late," she panted, catching her breath. "No worries, Lils," Emily said with a grin. "We were just debating whether Kathy and Heathcliff were star-crossed lovers or just plain toxic. What do you think?" Tough call, Lila mused, sinking onto the grass. "But maybe a bit of both. Just like Romeo and Juliet, don't you think?" Theo nodded, tracing patterns in the dirt with a stick. "Yeah, but with more brooding on the moors." Suddenly, Lila sat up straighter. "Speaking of star-crossed lovers, do you guys know who Professor Eldridge reminds me of? Heathcliff. Brooding, mysterious, a tortured past and a surprising soft spot for his leading lady." Emily snorted with laughter. "Don't be ridiculous. He's nothing like Heathcliff." Oh really? Lila challenged with a smirk. Then why does he assign us classic literature with cliffhangers every week? Just think about it. Each book ends with a bunch of loose threads and unresolved tension, leaving us eager to rip into the next assignment. Theo piped up. Well, maybe he does it to torture us, or maybe he's just trying to keep us on our toes. Emily shrugged. Who cares? It's not like it affects our grades. Just then, a shadow fell over them. Looking up, they saw Professor Eldridge standing above them with a knowing smile. So, Miss Davenport, you've noticed my assignment choices are rather particular. Care to elaborate in class tomorrow? With a mischievous glint in his eye, Lila stood, meeting his gaze. Wouldn't miss it for the world, Professor. As soon as the classroom door closed behind Professor Eldridge, a chorus of groans filled the room. He caught us, Emily lamented, flopping onto a table. Yes, he did, Theo agreed with a dramatic sigh. Our cover is blown. Now he'll make us analyze every single heartbreak and forbidden love story in the canon. Lila, however, remained unfazed. Oh, come on guys, don't be such Debbie Downers. It's not that bad. Besides, how else were you going to spend your Friday afternoon? She raised an eyebrow at them, waiting for a response. Emily and Theo locked eyes, a slow grin spreading across their faces. Fair point, Emily conceded with a shrug. Guess it could be worse. At least he's not giving us extra credit on analyzing real-life star-crossed lovers. Indeed, Theo added, a knowing smile playing on his lips. After a long day of classes, Emma found herself wandering through the labyrinthine hallways of the university library. She paused before a towering shelf, her fingers trailing along the spines of countless books. It was here in the hushed sanctuary of aged paper and leather that she felt most at peace. As she delved deeper into the literary stacks, the scent of aging pages enveloping her, she felt a sudden tap on her shoulder. Turning, she found Lila with a sheepish grin. Sorry to startle you, but I couldn't resist. Look what I found. Lila held up a well-worn copy of Pride and Prejudice. The Pemberley digital edition, of course. Perfect timing. I need to brush up on my Austen for Professor Eldridge's next assignment. They sank into a nearby table, the library's soft glow illuminating the words they read aloud. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. Both girls burst into laughter, the sound echoing softly in the vast library. We really are dorks, Emma said between chuckles, shaking her head. Lila squeezed her hand. Yep, but the best kind of dorks who share a love for timeless tales of romance and second chances. Emma's gaze met Lila's, the laughter fading into comfortable silence. In the quiet companionship, Emma felt a warmth bloom in her chest, a feeling that went beyond their shared passion for literature. She had grown to cherish these stolen moments with Lila, the quiet glances, the whispered jokes, the brush of fingers when reaching for the same book. Their connection had become a constant hum beneath their friendship, something Emma was afraid to explore, unsure if Lila felt the same. However, as days turned into weeks, the unspoken question echoed in Emma's mind. Dared she confess her feelings or risk losing Lila altogether? Please subscribe to support our work.